He who walks alone often finds what the crowd never sees. Welcome back, Ascenders. There's a strange silence in the mind of a man who's walked through fire. He doesn't shout to prove anything. He doesn't chase. He doesn't flex. He's lived. And that experience, it radiates, not in volume, but in frequency. Younger women sense it, even if they can't explain it. It's not money, it's not looks, it's something deeper, a frequency most older Sigma males don't realize they're transmitting. And when they do, the game changes completely. In today's breakdown, we're not talking about pickup tricks or flashy signals. This is about the unseen undercurrent that draws younger women toward the older Sigma male. Traits forged through solitude, fire, failure, and purpose. These 11 points are not the recycled dating tips you've heard 1,000 times. They're refined truths, deep cuts, signals embedded in your walk, your silences, your eyes. And if you master them consciously, you stop playing the game because you become the prize. Hit that subscribe button now, Ascenders. We're not here to chase hype. We're here to unlock high-level truths. Let's begin. 1. Time. Burnt calm, the zen that disorients. In a world that worships urgency and speed, your calm is revolutionary. Younger women live in a sea of dopamine triggers, swiping, scrolling, instant replies, oversharing. The younger men around them are often reactive, loud, restless, needy. They text within seconds, panic at delays, and overcompensate for insecurity with forced bravado. In contrast, you, the older Sigma, are calm to the point of mystery. You don't rush. You don't justify your delays. You move with precision, and when you speak, it's measured. This calm isn't laziness. It's control. It's the result of having seen enough life to know what matters and what doesn't. Your time-burnt presence tells her, this man has seen storms, and he's no longer afraid of rain. That calmness feels like safety. But more than that, it feels different, and different is magnetic. Younger women aren't just looking for a thrill, they're trying to find signal in a sea of noise. Your silence speaks volumes, your slow responses create anticipation, and your ability to sit in stillness, while the rest are frantically performing, pulls her in like gravity. You don't need to tell her you're confident, your lack of panic proves it. And whether she knows it consciously or not, she finds herself craving more of your frequency, even if it unnerves her at first. 2. The quiet disconnector, vanishing acts that pull. You don't need attention to feel real. That alone makes you rare in a culture built on likes, streaks, and being seen. And here's the twist. Your moments of disappearing, your intentional withdrawals, don't create distance. They create mystery. Younger women are used to guys glued to their phones, emotionally dependent, always available. You vanish, not out of manipulation, but because solitude recharges you. You know when to engage, and more importantly, you know when to exit without explanation. This unpredictability rewires her emotional habits. Suddenly, you're not a constant dopamine fix, you're a variable. And in behavioral psychology, variable rewards are the most addictive kind. She never knows when you'll show up, which makes your presence more valuable. When you disconnect, she doesn't forget you. She remembers you more. Why? Because your silence isn't passive, it's charged with presence. You're not absent because you're empty. You're absent because you're full elsewhere. You've got your own rituals, your own growth, your own world. And that's what makes her curious. What's he doing when he's gone? Why isn't he trying harder? That lack of neediness tells her something primal. This man is whole without me. And that, to a younger woman navigating a world of half-built boys, is both intimidating and deeply attractive. 3. Legacy over likes, the depth signal. Most men are performing, you're building. Younger women pick up on that faster than you think, while others are locked in loops of attention-seeking, posting for validation, mimicking trends, flaunting hollow success. You're moving in silence. focused not on being liked, but on being remembered. Legacy is your obsession. Whether it's your business, your body of work, or your impact, you operate with long-range vision. You're not swiping for quick hits of approval. You're investing in things that outlive you. And guess what? That long-game mindset is rare and magnetic, because younger women, despite the stereotypes, aren't always chasing flash. Many of them crave substance, depth, stability, a sense that the man they're looking at has roots, not a highlight reel. You radiate legacy. It shows in how you speak about the future. It shows in your lack of urgency to prove yourself. It shows in how little you care about competing with noise, because you've got something real in motion. This energy changes the way she sees you. You're not just hot or interesting. You're anchored. You move with purpose. And when she interacts with you, she can feel that what you're building isn't about her, which ironically makes her want to be part of it. You're not trying to be famous. You're trying to be etched into something permanent. That mindset is rare and irresistible. 4. Flawed but forged. The wounds you don't flaunt. You've been broken before, but instead of staying shattered, you got up and kept moving. And that recovery, that quiet resilience, becomes an invisible badge of gravity. You don't advertise your pain. You don't vent online. You don't beg for pity or post vague quotes for sympathy. But your presence carries something deeper, a weight that only comes from surviving. Younger women, consciously or not, pick up on this emotional weight. You don't act like a boy because life forced you to grow beyond boyhood. You've buried things, lost things, fought for things, and it shows. Here's the kicker. You don't turn your wounds into a victim story. You wear them like steel beneath your shirt. No drama, no show, just quiet power. This is powerful for one reason. In a generation obsessed with broadcasting emotions, your silence signals strength, and not the kind of fake toughness that snaps under pressure, but the forged, flexible kind that holds. She doesn't need to know your whole story, but when she looks at you, she senses, this man has depth. She sees it in your boundaries, hears it in your restraint, feels it in the way you don't rush into attachments. Your pain didn't weaken you, it tempered you. And in a world full of masks, that kind of authentic weight, it makes her pause and lean in. 5. Verbal restraint. When silence out-alphas talk, you speak less, but say more. In a world where everyone's broadcasting thoughts every second, your restraint is shocking. While most men compete to be heard, you dominate through scarcity. You don't drop compliments like candy. You don't interrupt. You don't chase conversation. And this, paradoxically, makes women want your attention more. Younger women, surrounded by noise and endless chatter, find your silence refreshing. But more than that, they find it powerful. You're not quiet because you have nothing to say. You're quiet because you don't need to speak to feel relevant. When you do talk, your words carry weight. You pause before responding. You choose your phrasing with intent. You don't explain yourself more than necessary. And when you compliment, it lands, because it's rare. This controlled communication style triggers something primal. It says, I don't need to impress you. That calm, grounded energy rewires the usual dynamic. Suddenly, she's chasing your attention, trying to break through your cool surface. The real twist? It also makes you feel more emotionally secure. You're not reacting, you're observing. You listen better, you miss nothing, and in every interaction you seem 10 steps ahead. Verbal restraint isn't passive, it's precision. It tells her, I'm here, but I'm not trying. And yet somehow, you still want to hear more. That's the Sigma edge. 6. Non-performance presence. You don't try to be seen. You walk into the room and you don't seek the spotlight, but it still finds you. This isn't charisma in the traditional sense. It's not about cracking jokes or being loud. Your magnetism comes from not performing. You're not angling for validation. You're not adjusting yourself to fit the vibe. You are the vibe. Younger women, used to guys trying to be entertaining or agreeable, immediately notice something different. You're not reacting to the environment, you're centered. And because of that, the room adjusts to you. You don't dress to be flashy, you dress with purpose. You don't talk just to fill air, you speak with gravity. You're not rude, but you're not overly social either. And that balance, being distant but approachable, makes you impossible to ignore. It's subtle but powerful. You don't need to prove status. You are status. Because your sense of self isn't dependent on others recognizing it. Women notice how others respond to you. They sense that you're a different signal in a room full of noise. You're not entertaining, you're radiating. And when you engage, it feels intentional. It's not about impressing, it's about expressing only what's real. You're not antisocial, you're anti-performance. And in today's world of curated personas and fake charm, that authenticity hits like a punch to the chest. She doesn't know why she's drawn to you. She just knows you didn't do anything to attract her, and yet she's watching you more than anyone else. 7. Dignified disinterest, the art of not chasing. You don't chase, not because you can't, but because you choose not to. This isn't arrogance, it's selection. It's the quiet statement that your attention is valuable and you won't offer it on discount. In a world where younger women are used to being pursued aggressively, DMs, likes, compliments, offers, your lack of pursuit feels like a glitch in the matrix. It disrupts their expectation. Suddenly they're asking, why isn't he trying harder? And that question turns into fascination. You show interest. You're warm when present, but you don't overextend. You don't validate endlessly. You let her wonder. You make it clear. You're open to connection, but you're not starving for it. That dignified detachment is rare, because most guys are afraid to lose a woman's attention. You trust your presence speaks for itself. If she walks away, you don't chase, you pivot, and that unbothered composure drives her wild. You're not cold, you're composed. And when a woman feels that she's not the center of your universe, even though you value her, she leans in. Because now, it's not about control, it's about earning presence. Dignified disinterest flips the script. It tells her, you're free to go. But if you stay, understand this. I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to build something real. That frame is pure Sigma, and it never fails. 8. Mastery aura. You've built skills in the shadows. Younger men often chase attention, but older Sigma males chase mastery. You've quietly become excellent at something. Maybe it's a craft, maybe it's your business, maybe it's your body or a niche passion. And while others flash credentials, you let your results speak. There's an aura that comes from doing the work in silence. You don't brag, you don't sell yourself. But when she sees you in action or hears what you've built, it hits differently. You've been sharpening your blade in private, and now when it flashes in public, it shocks. Younger women can sense it. Mastery isn't loud, it's smooth, precise, calm. It's the way you move, solve problems, or explain something with authority, not arrogance. It's the look in your eyes when you're in your element. Most guys talk about what they want to be. You've already become something. This difference creates contrast. She sees boys trying to look impressive, and then she sees you being impressive without the show. That makes your presence addictive, because now she's not just attracted, she's inspired. You represent a standard, a model of what depth and discipline look like when they're lived, not posted. And the wild part? You don't even think about this as attraction. You're just doing your thing. But that unintentional excellence, that's exactly what draws her in. 9. Dark mode humor. Wit with a shadow edge. Your humor isn't sanitized. It's not built for public approval. It's sharp, sometimes dry, often dark, and that makes it unforgettable. Because in a world of forced positivity and watered-down jokes, your wit hits like a blade hidden in velvet. Younger women are used to guys cracking loud, goofy jokes or trying too hard to be fun. But your humor? It reveals depth, pain, intelligence. You don't tell jokes. You drop observations that cut through the surface of reality. Your dark humor says, "I've seen the worst and I'm still standing." It doesn't seek laughs. It demands thought. It catches people off guard. And that unpredictability creates chemistry. Suddenly, she's laughing, not just because you're funny, but because she wasn't ready for you to be this sharp. This kind of humor signals emotional range. It tells her, you're not afraid of discomfort. You don't hide behind false optimism. You make peace with chaos, and you can even laugh in its face. That's powerful. You're not a clown. You're a man who's wrestled with shadows and came back grinning. And when your humor drops in conversation, smooth, surgical, and unapologetic, it does more than entertain. It hooks attention. Dark humor isn't about being edgy. It's about being real in a world obsessed with masks. And when a woman sees that your laughs come with layers, she knows she's not talking to a boy. She's facing a man who doesn't flinch from truth. 10. The energy reversal, when she starts leading the chase. There's a moment when things flip, when she realizes she's the one chasing, and it's not because you played games, it's because your energy never chased to begin with. From the start, you didn't orbit her, you didn't put her on a pedestal. You were present, but detached, warm, but not hungry. You weren't cold, you just didn't need her to feel whole. And that energy reversal is a shock to her system. Younger women are used to being pursued, complimented, analyzed. But you make no emotional bids. You don't reward attention with eagerness. You let the space between you speak, and that space creates yearning. Suddenly she's texting first. She's rewatching your messages. She's checking when you're online. She doesn't know why, but your silence feels heavy. Your presence feels earned. This isn't manipulation, it's polarity. Masculine stillness draws in feminine motion, and by staying grounded, you let her move into her natural state of desire. She begins to express more, reveal more, chase more, because your lack of need signals power. Most men give away their energy for free. You invest it like gold. And when a woman feels like your attention is rare, she values every ounce of it. This reversal doesn't just flip attraction, it creates obsession. Because you're no longer reacting, you're choosing. And in a world of desperate energy, your indifference becomes the most addictive drug she's ever felt. 11th, unapologetic masculinity, not toxic, timeless. You don't apologize for being a man, and that alone separates you from 90% of the field. Younger women today are surrounded by confusion, blurred roles, mixed messages. They're told to want soft guys, but biologically drawn to grounded masculine presence. And when you walk in, unapologetically male, calm, strong, direct, it hits like truth. You're not aggressive. You're not trying to dominate. You just own your masculine frame without flinching. Your body language, your voice, your leadership, it all carries weight. You're not competing with her. You're inviting her to relax into her natural energy, and that creates safety. Not weakness, not control, safety. She knows exactly where you stand. You don't bend for approval. You don't mask your views to keep peace. You lead with clarity, respectful but unmoved. This presence is rare because many men have been taught to shrink, to suppress their edge, to second-guess their strength. You don't, because you've learned. When a man owns his nature consciously, it doesn't create toxicity. It neutralizes chaos. Younger women feel it. It's in how you look at them, how you protect space, how you take responsibility without drama. You don't flirt like a boy. You claim like a man. And in a world of passive, confused energy, your unapologetic masculinity feels like home, like gravity, like something they forgot they craved until they felt it again. So here's the truth, Ascenders. You don't need to fake anything. You don't need to chase youth or play boy games. You already carry something that younger women feel before they even understand it. Something forged in silence, time, and self-mastery. Something deeper than charm, louder than words, and more magnetic than money. You are not an older guy trying to compete. You are a Sigma male ascending quietly, leaving ripples everywhere you go. What you thought were weaknesses, your calm, your silence, your independence, are actually your most dangerous weapons. Stop hiding them. Start owning them. If this message hit home, if it reminded you who you are, hit that subscribe button and rise with the Ascenders. We're not just building game, we're building legacy. Until next time, walk like thunder, speak like silence.